So this interactive website is here to show you how the brain develops and the brain maturity. So something you're going to want to pay attention to is this key here with the brain maturity. So red means that it's less mature, and the more blue and purple that it gets, that means that it's more mature. So this is a 4-year-old brain. And you can see that there are some things that are blue and a little bit more mature, but some that are definitely less mature. So this is your prefrontal cortex, which we learned about last time when you talked about parts of the brain, which have to do with your decision making. And then there's parts that are, kind of in the middle here. So early development. In the first few years of life, areas of the brain devoted to basic function change at a rapid pace. By age 4, primary senses and basic motor skills are almost fully developed. The child can walk, hold a crayon, and feed himself. If we keep going here, so at 5, for reason, especially, let's take a look at that. The dappled yellow and red areas of the prefrontal cortex indicate that this part of the brain, which affects abstract thinking, reasoning skills, and emotional maturity, has yet to develop. This lack of maturity is one reason young children can't juggle a lot of information and throw tantrums when presented with too many choices. So that's really interesting. If we keep going, 7, 8, 9. Okay, keep going here. Notice there's more that's maturing. 11 years old for judgment. Okay, is these different parts of the brain. Again, still in the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is among the last areas to mature. Until it does, children lack the ability to adequately judge risk or make long-term plans. Ask kids at this age what they want to be when they grow up, and the answer is likely to change often, which is really interesting. So again, with that idea of risks and having risk-taking behaviors, you can't really see at this point what the consequences would be ahead of time. Emotion, this is important. Deep in the limbic system, a capacity for creating emotion increases. As yet, this capacity is unrestrained by the prefrontal cortex, which lags behind. That's why some teens can seem emotionally out of control. So you're reacting with a lot of emotion and less judgment. Your emotions aren't controlled yet by your prefrontal cortex. They're not controlled. So you're just acting very emotionally at this age. And if we continue on to 13 even, 12, 13, same feelings here though, with a less developed prefrontal cortex and a more developed limbic system. Notice it's getting more mature. So by 17, you have a little bit more abstract thought. It says this development leads to a burst of social interactions and emotions among older teens. Planning, risk-taking, and self-control become possible by 17, so a little bit older. If we keep going, so the 21-year-old brain is mostly mature, but the areas of green show that even at the threshold of legal adulthood, there is still room for increases in emotional maturity and decision-making skills, which will come in the next few years. Okay, so again, you can log into this website or watch this multiple times so you can see how the brain changes throughout different ages and how it matures.